Hola everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning, June 4th, I think, 2022. I'm out on a ruck. This morning I'm planning on doing a roughly an hour or 4 miles, but on weekends I like to get out into the woods and do trails. So luckily for me, living in the North Carolina foothills, there's some great trail systems, and one very close to where I live has some dynamic mountain bike trails that I love to ruck up and down on. The title of this video is called SUCKRUCK, which was started as kind of a joke when I started rucking about a month ago, looking for a new shitty challenge. And I discovered very quickly that I had found it. And there was a wonderful community of people involved in it, and so many directions you can go with it to make it really suck. Because if it doesn't suck, then I will get bored. And quickly, a couple of my workout partners jumped on board and are kind of loving it. I've got a couple of clients, local clients, that are also involved. And so we jokingly said that we need to start a little club. And but in that club we can get together, you know, have some camaraderie and people to do stuff with you, which is pretty cool. Always great to have a team mentality and challenge and camaraderie of friends. So we also decided when we start doing this that each month we should probably throw in some kind of a shitty challenge, meaning some kind of a ruck that's extremely difficult, or may include workout challenges along with the ruck. Like you may be rucking and then be challenged to do so many squats or pull-ups or lunges or push-ups or flutter kicks or whatever have you. Or the challenge may just be some longer distance ruck with a prescribed poundage on your back on some really shitty terrain. And we've got a few ideas coming up. So the idea was we'd call it SUCKRUCK, and that we would, or I would, document these challenges and add it as sort of a sub-channel to my YouTube channel for those who might be interested. I'm pretty sure at the minimum it'll be entertaining to watch us all suffer through this shit. So today's video is video number 1 in the series, and even though today's ruck is not overly challenging, it's basically just me walking through the woods. At the last minute I thought I'd grab the GoPro and sort of give you this enthralling introduction into this world, in case you might be interested in doing it too, because as with everything that I do, I go overboard. That's just the way I am. So we are going to be launching a website is the plan, and it will be SUCKRUCK.com. So on that website, we'll probably have a calendar and give you access to when we're doing these challenges, and maybe post like a workout of the month, bring you along with us. So wherever you're living, maybe you can throw some weight in a backpack and join along in the shenanigans. So in order to do this, it's pretty simple. All you need is weight on your back. So what does that look like? Well, rucking is a term born in the military, which just means walking with weight. Our armed forces would put weight in their rucksack, as they called it, which was all of their gear, and would have to carry gear great distances out on training or when deployed or in the field of war. So we mimic that by buying these if you like, specialized rucksacks and adding weight plates, or if you've got a fairly rugged backpack already, some people put sandbags, some people may take literally bricks or concrete pavers like you make patios with. You wrap them in duct tape so they don't tear your bag apart. Put them in there, strap that shit on and go. So really it doesn't take a lot to get started. It's an extremely challenging workout, and what I like about it is it still has a strength element to it. So if you're climbing hills, climbing staircases, and then you can engage in challenges and PT along the way. So I've noticed a real benefit in leg strength, leg definition since I've started. My wife says my legs are super hard now. I thought they were pretty hard before, I guess not. So for me, doing my research, I bought a ruck sack from a company called Goruck, GORUCK.com, and it's because, and I can tell you from experience because I own 2 of them now and several other pieces of their gear, it's quite simply just the best built shit on earth in this world. Everything they make is built like a tank, and I'm telling you, I could take this pack or the other one I have, or any of their gear, their sandbags, their apparel, you could drag it behind a freaking truck, hose that shit off, and it's just as good as the day you bought it. And they have amazing guarantees and warranties and all this shit. I have no affiliation with Goruck whatsoever. I get no discounts. There are no paid endorsements. I just love the company, and if I like something, I recommend it. You'll find that their stuff is a little pricey, but there's a saying in the gear world, and pretty much with anything, you buy nice or buy twice. So I prefer to buy nice the first time and keep that shit forever, whenever I can. So I bought my GoRuck pack. I've got the 3.0 rucker, the 25 liter with the hip belt, and that has 2 pockets for weight, so you can even add more weight to that one. I use that one for just general rucking and longer distance shit. I have the 4.0 rucker, the 20 liter, which will hold 1 plate, and that does not have a hip belt. You could add one if you want, but that's going to be a better pack for workouts. So ruck challenges and ruck workouts where you might be using the ruck as a strength tool that you'll take on and off several times throughout your workout. So the hip belt can kind of get in the way, it slaps you in the head and shit. So my 4.0 20 liter I would use for ruck slash workouts if I'm using a sandbag or kettlebells or dumbbells or just body weight, pull-ups, things like that. That's going to be best for that. Hey, that reminds me, you might already be thinking, how much freaking weight? I forgot to include that. Well, it's pretty simple. The standard, as Goruck outlines it, is if you're under 150 pounds, you want to add 20 pounds to your ruck. And if you're just starting out, maybe less, that's fine. If you're over 150 pounds, 30-pound plate. And if you want more challenge on certain days, then you can add more. Today I'm carrying a 30-pound plate, and I've got a full 3-liter hydration bladder. That, along with my Glock that I always take with me in the woods, because you never know, kids. My pack today began at 42.2 pounds. Obviously, as I drink water, that's going to get slightly less and less as I go, which is fine. So, thought you might be wondering about weight in case you want to start doing this shit. Well, that's a good start. Over 150 pounds, 30 pounds plus. Under 150 pounds, 20 pounds or less if you need to as you're starting out. I've got a 30-pound plate and a 20-pound plate. This particular pack is the 25 liter. It can hold 2 plates. So when I put the 20 and the 30, Then I put the full hydration bladder. I'm well over 60 some pounds. And like I said, with a 30-pound plate and a full hydration bladder, I'm at roughly 40 some pounds. So there you go. GoRuck, the company, also has challenges all over the country. They have a basic, which is roughly 5 hours worth of rucking and PT challenges and team building stuff. You're with a team of people. You get through that. Then they have one called the Tough, which is, I believe, 12 hours. And it's obviously tougher, next level shit. And then they have the Heavy, which is 24 hours. And it's even more difficult, more challenging. So I would like to do all three within the next 6 to 8 to 10 months and see what that's all about. So this training is only going to help me with that. So check that out, goruck.com. But to see if you like it first, grab your heaviest duty backpack, throw some shit in it, and go. My pack today has a 30-pound plate, and it has a full hydration bladder, which hydration bladders are game changers, especially in the hot, humid Carolina heat in June, July, and August, when it gets hot as shit and you feel like you're rucking in the fucking Mekong Delta of Vietnam. So even I didn't have one for the first month, and it sucked, and I was carrying water, and that sucked. So the last few rucks I've had the hydration bladder, and it's been awesome. Yesterday alone, Thursday, I did a 4-miler, and it was fucking brutally hot. It was like 93 degrees, humid as shit. I went through 2 liters of water, and thank God I had it. So anyway, get the hydration bladder. And here's a tip, pro tip, you can get the same damn hydration pack on Amazon for like $15 less. So do that. So anyway, SUCKRUCK is going to be rucking challenges. Now, it's not the only thing I'm doing now, obviously, and if you've listened to my last 2 or 3 podcasts or watched my last 2 or 3 videos, you know that my goal this time around, now that I'm retired from competitive bodybuilding, is to be more of a hybrid athlete, not just all show and no go. And I'm enjoying the shit out of the challenge. It's a whole different challenge. Competitive bodybuilding is extremely difficult at the level that I took it. So I'm taking this challenge at an equally or even higher level because I have to be challenged. And challenge is what brings abundance and clarity to your life. If you're not challenging yourself every day, well, you're already dead. And I feel sorry for you. What better way to be spending a Saturday morning than out in the woods, experiencing nature, breathing fresh air, sunlight, oxygen, challenging your body, feeling that visceral experience in nature. You will never catch me on a fucking treadmill. That's for rats. So, in addition to all this stuff, I'm still doing a lot of my traditional hypertrophy-driven bodybuilding style training because I think it's critical to keep that. And in fact, there's the highest level challenge that the GoRuck company entity does is called Selection, and it's brutally tough. Think Navy SEAL Hell Week kind of shit. And I was listening to an interview with one of the guys that completed it. He was the only one out of like 40 guys to finish. It's a 48-hour beatdown, non-stop for the most part. And he had tried it once and failed, and then trained for 2 years and finally made it. And he was the only one that made it. It's a great story. It's on YouTube. But listening to a podcast with him, when they was asking him what tips he had, he said, do not discount your strength training, because that strength and having that muscle is going to be an X factor for you getting through that beat down. Strong is good. So Monday through Thursday, I'm still doing very traditional bodybuilding style workouts, pushing, pulling, leg day, that kind of shit. Don't think for a minute that I've taken my foot off the gas with that style of work. The only difference I think that you would notice is, rather than just one body part per day, I'm combining a couple, making it a little bit more dynamic right now. And I'll probably go back to a traditional bodybuilding split throughout my periodization, because I think it's going to be helpful as well. And then on Friday, we do a HIIT workout in the gym. Then I'm also sprinkling in short HIIT workouts with my rucking through the week. I may do 2 additional HIIT workouts right before I go out on my ruck. And some days it's just a strength training session in the gym and then a ruck. So that's kind of what my week is looking like right now. And I ruck 5 days a week right now. I take Friday and Sunday off. Saturday is my definite outdoor day. So don't neglect your strength training. And even clients of mine that are wanting or desiring to do this style, they understand the importance of continuing to build your body and build as much strength as humanly possible, because you want to maintain that through all of your days. So anyway, back on topic. I'll be doing these special side videos called SUCKRUCK. So if you want to see me doing stupid shit with a bunch of weight on my back, and sometimes with friends, then look for that title. So hey, while you're at it, watching me, if you've made it this far, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll know anytime that I upload stupid shit on YouTube, to help you become your own badass. And always strive to be the freak in the room wherever you may be. I'll tell you one thing about this kind of shit, the rucking, the HIIT stuff. In bodybuilding, at least in my circles, in my age group, I was fortunate enough to always be in contention of winning, being in the, upper tier. In this shit, even if I have a good day, there's thousands of men and women out there who are just beating my ass at this stuff, and my age and older. So there's one thing about when you start adding endurance into the mix, you can have ridiculous endurance at any age. And that's proven by science. There's no disputing that. And women, Jesus Christ, I think there's something about women with this stuff, with endurance. They seem to get stronger as the shit gets longer. Look up Courtney Dowalter, ultra marathoner, who did a 200 and something mile race in Utah, beat everybody and beat them all, including the men. The second place guy was 10 hours behind her. So I think there's just something about women. Maybe it's genetics with child rearing, and women just, they can seem to go forever. They don't seem to need as much sleep, even though sleep's important. God bless them. I've always said, if we were competing in some kind of a team event, I'd be inclined to pick that went long, that tested endurance. I'd be inclined to pick my 5 strongest women over my 5 strongest men. But anyway, yeah, this is a humbling humbling course of action that I've taken. And I think that's another reason why I like it so much, because I know regardless of the strides that I'm making, there's a legion of people out there who are making what I did look like freaking child's play. So it's always given me drive to push harder and be better, because I know if and when I do events, I'm probably back to the middle of the pack. And that's okay too. I'm only in competition with myself now. So, SUCKRUCK, baby. Stay tuned, because there's more fun and shenanigans coming with that. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy the terrain, get a good hour ruck in, maybe more if I feel like it, and then head home, have some steak and eggs, and see what kind of chore bullshit I got lined up for this lovely Saturday. So, hey, why don't you put down whatever you're doing, put on some weight, and go walk a bit. Doesn't have to be much. It could just be a few laps around the neighborhood. It doesn't have to be a lot of weight. Hell, start out with no weight at all. I'm good with that. And then just keep progressing as you go. So, enjoy your day. Thanks for hanging out. Train hard. Diet harder. And remember, every day's day one. Peace, baby.